All right. Hey there. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, October the 14th, heading into mid-October here on this year 2025. I am meteorologist Ben Peine. Thanks for joining me here on my page, Ben Peine on Facebook, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, extolmag.com/weather on the good old World Wide Web. And another beautiful day today. We can take a live look outside here at the corner of Market and Vincennes in uptown New Albany, right outside the Extol Media Studios here in New Albany, Indiana. And it looks just as beautiful wherever you look as we take another live look at down by the waterfront here, the Falls of the Ohio, the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera, just severe clear, as we've been calling it for the last week. I believe this is day 7 of sunshine all throughout the region. There you can see the radar and satellite is all clear around the region as well, with rain out to our west. You can see some of that rain kind of filling in over parts of the upper Midwest. And then as you look out towards the Great Plains, but we've got high pressure over our region that is just going to keep us high and dry here for a little while. So thanks for dropping in the comments. Let us know where you're going to be watching from. If you have any weather questions, this is your show, your weather show for Southern Indiana and beyond throughout Kentucky, the Ohio Valley, wherever we want to look, we can take a look. And of course, we'll get the forecast, the current conditions right off the bat. And then we're going to take a look at the forecast, a few announcements, weather jokes, weather history, your long-term forecast with the weather models. And then we'll bring it all back at the end with the forecast recap. So typically we'll get into the weather models around 10:20 or so. So there is a look at the radar and satellite, and again around our area as we take a closer look. It is all clear, unlimited visibility throughout the area. Temperatures in the 50s early this morning, heading back into the mid 70s this afternoon, trending about 5 degrees above normal for this time of the year. So all good through Friday. Saturday, it just depends on the timing. This weekend is what we're going to focus on with the weather models. Could see a good 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, and also the potential for some storms. Right now, it looks like the strongest storms would be in western Kentucky, and then hopefully weakening as they approach our area Saturday evening, Saturday night. So right now, the time frame in general terms is late Saturday, early Sunday for showers and thunderstorms, and the potential of some heavy rain, some lightning and thunder, and some gusty winds as that moves through. And then we're going to trend cooler into next week, highs in the 60s, lows in the 40s. So a bit of a game changer with this front that's on the way for tomorrow. We've got Beverly Hagest, almost always number one in the comments from Borden, Indiana. 7 o'clock this morning had 49 degrees. By the way, we'll give you guys a cheers here with Big Happy. Tim Furnish with a beautiful day in Madison. Cookout weather. Yeah, it is some good cookout weather. We haven't had a little cookout in a while. Good morning, John Fox. Hey, while we're on John Fox, take a look at this video right here of John's grandson, John Thomas, son of Gabby. I got a story to tell about this because, I don't know, maybe 15, 16, 17 years ago, I was doing the weekend weather at WHAS. My wife was out of town. I had our little toddlers. I got called in for severe weather, for a severe thunderstorm warning. We were short-staffed. I had no idea what I was going to do. I think we just met John at church, at Oklahoma Christian Church, and reached out, and his daughters, Megan and Gabby, ended up watching. We had no idea who they were, but they ended up babysitting Hannah and Brady. Got me out of a jam, a very stressful situation, but it's funny to see now his grandkids, the age at what my kids were when Gabby and Megan were watching them. So here's John Thomas's home run.
Woo! That's a home run. Woo!
Marsh, you better go get that before it rolls down the street.
Home run for John.
Get that ball before it rolls down. All right, one more time with the home.
Woo! That's a home run.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Woo!
Marsh, you better go get that before it rolls down the street.
Is that you, John, there saying get the ball before it goes down
Home
the street?
run for John.
Very nice. Well done, John Thomas there. Thanks for sharing that video. Again, reminds me of Brady when he was He was John's age there. Fun stuff there. The beginning of baseball. Watch out, travel baseball. Lillian Lasley, good morning. 61 in Litchfield there. We got Orlean Whitlow in the comments. A beautiful day, 51 degrees to start off this morning. And we've got Kendall Boyd give us some good news on the front in the rain because I need to get some fishing in this weekend. I think you might be good through Saturday afternoon, Kendall. You might be good for Sunday afternoon. It's that in-between period, late Saturday, early Sunday, that we got to kind of figure out the timing a little bit more. That was John in the video saying, grab that ball before it rolls down the street. There you go. Good stuff there. All right, here we go. We are going to bring up the weather headlines here for you. And they're just waiting to load up. There we go. So we are enjoying the weather here all the way through maybe Saturday afternoon. Again, might be late Saturday afternoon, might be Saturday evening, Saturday night time frame when we have the storms moving in. Highs will continue to be in the 70s, lows mainly in the 50s, might touch the upper 40s at times in some outlying areas. Dry throughout the rest of our work week, as I mentioned, and then we'll be tracking the weekend showers and thunderstorms with the GFS weather model. There's still a little difference in the Euro and the GFS, which I will explain if you have some weekend plans here coming up shortly. The play ball forecast, 72 at noon today. Going to go 77 for that afternoon high. Our normal high is around 71, 72. So we're trending about 5 degrees above normal, but it's low humidity. It feels really good. And then once we head towards sunset, we're back into the 60s. Northeast wind at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. So all things looking good across the area once again for today. This is, I believe, day 7 of dry weather. We've had some really long dry spells in the month of September, broken up by a couple days of rain, and then we've had some long dry spells now in October as well. And we're only 19 days away from the time change in our 5:42 p.m. sunsets. So things will be changing quick around here. That's all about fall, though. Fall changes in a hurry once you get to mid-fall. I want to remind you, you can always go to extolmag.com/weather. Lots of resources there. We've got our live show up there, the brand new 7-day forecast posted, any severe weather watches or warnings, day 1, day 2 outlooks from the Storm Prediction Center, the big old interactive radar where we can plot out the area temperatures, which are in the upper 50s, low 60s for most spots right now throughout Indiana and Kentucky. And as we expand out there, you can see that closest range out to the west. If you want to check in on Central America, you can see the tropics there, around 80 degrees this morning. Would be nice. And then look at the 20s there over Western Canada. You got some 30s up north. So there you can go. There you go. Lots of resources here at extolmag.com/weather. I want to thank our friends at Lyons Roofing, LYONS, roofingco.com, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. They'll have you covered, by the way, both sides of the river, Louisville Metro. You can give them a call, 812-294-3595. Get free estimates online here as well. They've got you covered, whether it's a commercial, residential, or if you want to talk about, how to pay for it, financial help, and you can learn a lot more about their company here at lionsroofingco.com. Might have to work with your insurance company with that. I recommend American Family Insurance. That's my buddy Michael Long right there, my insurance agent. They just had reductions in their auto renewal policies, which I saw reflected on my bill recently, so that was nice to see. 812-578-3072. You can learn about how to get other price reductions as well, using their app, driving more safely, student discounts. You can learn a lot here to save some money. Go to amfam.com and then search Michael Long, and you can get connected with him. Today is Tuesday. That means if you head over here to ivtech.edu, Sellersburg, just a reminder, you can sign up for Tuesdays at the Tech. That's when they'd like to connect with you, get that one-on-one help with registering for classes. They've got their big Trunk or Treat Fest coming up later this month as we get closer to Halloween. But there you go. You can get in-person assistance with how to get started, registering for classes, career development, paying for college. They've got all the resources here for you right here in our backyard in southern Indiana. That is just 9 miles north of downtown Louisville, exit 9 there, Highway 311 and I-65. They've got their calendar there. You scroll down, click on the Ivy Experience, and there you can see they've got a bunch of videos as well. A lot of 2-year certification programs, and possibly, where our workforce is going. So check them out. Libs Paving, they are powering the workforce here in southern Indiana as well, and into Kentucky, the top asphalt paving contractor around. You go to their careers section, and you can cruise on down and take a look at what opportunities they might have for you, and you can apply there online as well. So again, just a gorgeous morning here. Here's the Falls of the Ohio Foundation, fallsoftheohio.org camera showing nothing but clear skies once again all throughout the region. There's another look at the clear skies that we have. Going to bring up real quick the current conditions around the United States. I'm going to bring up a big old map here, and it's actually kind of coolish as we look around. There is a front over the midsection of the United States, where behind that you can see 30s and 40s, and then out ahead of that, ahead of every cold front, you get a south breeze, a warm up, so you get this return flow coming in from the south, from the Gulf. So seeing some warmer temperatures out west of us, 70 already in St. Louis, and along that front is where we saw on the radar and satellite some of the showers and thunderstorms. Bring it back up to the stage, the forecast. Let's dive into it here. Time for the fun facts section of our Ben at 10 show. Average highs in the 60s, guys, are only 5 days away, and right on time. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week, it looks like we're going to have highs in the 60s. So it's kind of funny to watch our actual weather kind of follow along on what is climatologically speaking, what we get on average. Our time change in 19 days, as I mentioned, November 2nd. That means 5:42 p.m. sunsets. Already feeling the longer nights. Like right after dinner, it's getting dark. We're like, what are we going to do? We're going to watch shows all night. Average first flurries, 32 days. Thanksgiving in 44 days. All right, here is the weather history for today. There's 3 of them. In 1909, a major tornado outbreak spread from the northeast corner of Arkansas through much of Tennessee, northern parts of Alabama, Georgia. The worst was in EF3, devastated Tennessee communities, and debris from Shiloh National Military Park was carried for 3 miles. 24 people killed in that tornado and 40 fatalities in the entire outbreak. 1966, a half-mile wide tornado in Iowa moved through northeastern Clarion to Belmond, where a large section of the town was devastated. About 109 homes destroyed, 468 damaged. It's kind of amazing the details that were kept on some of these old records here. The threatening skies forewarned a crowd at a homecoming parade. They were successfully dispersed before the storm struck. Unfortunately, still 6 fatalities. 1984, zero visibility in fog, check this out, caused a 118-car pileup on Interstate 94 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There were 43 injuries. And Lillian with a strong question in the comments, when will we get our first snow? We should take some bets here because, I mean, it's, when we used to do, a little competition at my old job, when we would get the first inch of snow. On average, we get our first inch of snow by around Christmas time. Typically, we get our first flurries in mid-November. I'm just going to throw one out there, November 22nd. Write it down. Could be wrong. I don't know. First flakes. Flurries, not like measurable snow. And then we usually typically have about 4 inches of snow. This is on average, by the way. In January, February. Typically, the whole season is around a foot. Sometimes we get a little more, sometimes a little bit less. All right, moving right along here to our stupid weather jokes of the day, kind of fall related. Why is it so easy to trick a leaf in October? Because they'll fall for anything. What is it called when trees take time off? Paid leaf. Why did the deer get braces? He had buck teeth. All righty then. There's your weather jokes of the day. All right. Allergy report is low. We're, towards the end of the growing season. I saw Melvin Hardin, west of Salem. He's a farmer out there, post yesterday that they got all the soybeans done. So, I don't know where most of the farmers are at, maybe the mid to latter stages of the harvest. So that's good. We've had some huge dry spells to be able to get out and do a lot of the harvest this season. Here's your forecast details for today, our Tuesday, October the 14th, 77 degrees, our high. Just keep enjoying it. Northeast winds at around 5 to 15, sunset at 7:06. And Lillian says, like those jokes. Thank you very much, Lillian. Tonight's low, 53 degrees. We've been keeping the windows open, listen to some of the bugs before they're all gone. So clear, calm, and cool tonight. Light northeast wind, 7:52 sunrise tomorrow morning. And our forecast tomorrow for your Wednesday, October the 15th, smack dab in the middle of October we go. So 50s in the early morning, upper 60s at noon, 75 in the afternoon. Might see a few clouds mixed with the sunshine. Our normal high is 71. Our normal low is 50. Our sunrise 7:52. Our sunset now at 7:04. The big old 7-day forecast here. You can see one bump in the road there, right in the middle of our weekend. So for Thursday, just a little bit cooler, 71 down to 49 for Thursday night, 76 on Friday. We'll fire up the GFS weather model here in just a second and look ahead to our weekend rain chances and kind of try to time that out as best we can. We're going to get better timing, of course, as we get better weather model data as we get closer to this weekend event. There is a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Right now, I think the severe weather threat is going to be low for our area. As it comes in, if it comes in later, we kind of lose the energy. But, out west of us, Western Kentucky, I think has a little bit higher threat of some strong to severe thunderstorms with this. Either way, we'll keep an eye on it. So late Saturday, early Sunday is kind of the time frame right now. So I've given the higher rain chance Saturday for late Saturday night. Some of that rain could linger into Sunday morning, but I think we start to dry out Sunday afternoon. That means we might actually have a good chunk of our daytime dry Saturday, and then maybe decently dry Sunday afternoon too. It'd be nice if this actually dumped on us during the overnight, and then we just kind of sleep through a lot of it. And then we're looking at some seasonably cool conditions, and not too far from normal by that time. 66 Monday down to 46 Monday night, and upper 60s on Tuesday. Notice no 30s. I don't see any frost potential here through the next 7 days. So trending, just gradually cooler here and there as we start to get some fronts to move through. I posted last night the wavy jet stream on Facebook for the last 2 weeks of October. That kind of means a progressive weather pattern where you're getting more fronts to move through. You get some warm-ups, you get some cool spells. But generally, that flow is coming in from the west off the Pacific Ocean. So I'm not seeing any polar fronts to give us those 20s or 30s and that chance of a freeze. So as long as that flow comes off the Pacific, we, in general, could stay above normal with our temperatures overall for the rest of this month. Before we wrap up with that and head to the weather models, just a reminder, if you ever want to contact me or send me an email, a weather question, or you want to reach out about advertising and marketing, you can reach me, Ben at extolmag.com, Jason at extolmag.com, reaching 1.5 million views just on my Facebook page alone here over the last 28 days. And we have many more views, of course, on the entire Extol media platform here out of New Albany, Indiana. So feel free to contact me to connect, or Jason at extolmag.com as well. So let me get rid of that and bring up to the stage, again, a look at our weather graphics here. Let me get rid of the live look and bring this one back up. There we go. So I'm going to jump ahead. It's now coming up to 10:20 almost, which means we're almost right on time on a very quiet weather pattern here. Again, I think this is day 7 of completely dry conditions across the area. What was it last Sunday, Monday, we had that rainfall? Not last Sunday, Monday, but the before that, I guess. Easy for me to say there. So yeah, day 7 of dry conditions across the area. Let's go to the future radar, which again, we are not going to do the high resolution models because they only go out 2 days and we're dry for the next 2 days. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the GFS weather model that looks farther down the road. I think it goes out 300 and something hours. What's the woolly worms say? I did see, traveling back and forth to Bloomington Sunday, saw some woolly worms crossing the road, and I was like, hey, there's a woolly worm. And then Hannah's like, what is a woolly worm? And I had to explain the folklore with that. So, every year it's kind of fun to talk about, Carol, but every year I feel like there's a variety. You see tan ones, you see black ones, you see mixed ones, and it's fun to talk about, but I don't necessarily think it's a great way to predict the weather. All right, we're moving ahead here. I'm going to jump ahead to Saturday morning because that's our next rain chance. Saturday is what, the 18th here for us. So I'm going to go to Saturday morning. There you can see that front developing out to our west. So as I cruise a little bit later in the morning, this is at 2 p.m. So now this is the fastest weather model, I will say, compared to some of the others. So this is at 2 p.m. Saturday. So maybe we'll get a decent amount of our afternoon dry. So the GFS has this rainfall moving in late Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. The European weather model keeps it late night. And John says, for more folklore, check your persimmons for the spoon or the knife. What is the spoon? We're digging out a bunch of snow. The knife is what, like ice? I forget that. I should be better at that. All right. John probably knows the folklore. All right, looking ahead here. This is at 5 p.m. Saturday. This shows some rain moving in. Now, again, I think we're going to see some fluctuations in the timing of this for this weekend. Again, the Europeans like overnight rain. This shows maybe it comes in late afternoon. The truth might be somewhere in between with the eventual timing of our weekend rain. Could be a pretty good dose, though. Both the weather models showing maybe around 1 to 2 inches rainfall for, by Sunday morning. This is going into 8 p.m. And this thing kind of slows down as we go into Sunday morning. It kind of lingers in a little bit of rain on the backside of this front. There you can see some of that lingering showery activity. This is 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. And then loading up here as we go into, this is 11 a.m. Sunday morning. And then into the afternoon, it looks like it'll trend drier and drier as that system begins to move off to the east. And then behind that, we're talking about some cooler temperatures. I'll go ahead and bring those temps up here. This is at 5 p.m. on Sunday, showing our temperature starting to move down into the 60s. All right, let me clear that out. And then we'll go into our Monday morning, which is the 20th. And it looks like we're back to some jackets, showing some lower 40s here. Plotting a few of these temperatures out there. So a bit of a cool spell on the way after that front moves through. There you can see that cool air winning and spilling all the way down to the coast, Gulf Coast, East Coast. There you can see that blue taking over. So there's a look at some 40s, but not terribly cold weather for this time of the year. And probably not cold enough for any kind of frost. Then this is looking at Monday afternoon. Showing some temperatures there in the 60s. But what is interesting, it looks a little bit cooler for our friends in northern Indiana. There could be a good 15, 20 degree spread in temperatures from upstate to downstate Indiana as a front stays off to the north there. But you can see we're starting to get into that more transitionary period of the fall season. We get a few cool days, and then we'll watch maybe a warm-up heading our way later in the week. So jumping ahead here to Wednesday. So when you get these areas of low pressure, these fronts, you get a surge of warmth out ahead of the front, and then you get that cool air to spill in behind. So this is looking at next Wednesday, showing the potential for maybe some 80s back in that forecast. Just messing with the map here a little bit. So some warm weather, maybe 80s not over with yet either. And then the cooler stuff back out here to the west. So this is where we get a nation divided with temperatures. You get warm spells, you get cool spells. Late October into November, weather gets generally more interesting here for us. And when you get these contrasts, these sharp divide in temperatures from cold to warm, that's where you find the rainfall and the fronts as well. So as I clear this out and bring up the rain, this is next Wednesday. There's probably some rain near that temperature contrast or some of it developing. So out west there. I'm going to take this into, we'll say Thursday, the 23rd. And here comes that another front. So again, getting a little more active with our weather pattern as we head through next week and maybe the next couple of weeks as well. So this is 10:23, and we want that to move on by as we go into Friday. There's still maybe a little rain around. And then on the 25th, my wife's birthday, not this Saturday, next Saturday is also IUS Fest and a lot of fall festivals. We like to have our weekends dry this time of the year. And then behind that front, perhaps it gets a little bit cooler. So I'll bring back up the temperature map. So this is Friday the 25th afternoon, showing some 60s there. Going to go into the 25th morning. And we got some 40s, not too terrible, into not this Saturday, next Saturday, the 25th. By the way, since we're getting a little far out, this is now. And I really just play it to take a coffee break there. All right, back at it here. Saturday the 25th, showing some 60s around the area. So pretty normal. We're not seeing any big cold spells here. Now I'm going to jump ahead to the end of the month toward the 29th, and let's see if we see a more significant change around that time period. So this is the morning of the 29th. Ahead of that, all right, so here is actually the 27th. Notice some cold air up north in Canada. I'm going to jump ahead to the 20. Oh, look at that. So there it comes. So the GFS always teasing us towards the end of the weather model run here. This is the 27th, still mild, and then into the 28th. It's got some chilly air spilling into the region. And then I'm going to stop it here. Here's the 29th morning. Let's see what these temperatures are looking at. So this shows temperatures in the 30s by around the 29th. We'll see if that actually happens. Something you keep an eye on. And then this is the 29th afternoon. Temperatures in the 50s. And by the way, the rule of thumb is about a 20-degree temperature spread from your low temperature to your high temperature. But when the air is pretty dry, you can get 25 degrees. So say we had lows around 50 this morning and then the high around 75. A lot of times it's a 20-degree spread from your high to your low. So if you see lows in the 30s on the map like that, oftentimes highs in the 50s. Lows in the 40s, highs in the 60s, lows in the 50s, highs in the 70s, and so on and so forth. Typically right around a 20, 25 degree temperature spread from our highs to our lows, if you're kind of keeping track of that. So there we go. That's a look at the long-range weather model data. Maybe a little bit of a chill spell by the end of the month. I'll go ahead and bring up as well the Climate Prediction Center's latest 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day outlook. I think they're going to be above normal overall because, again, a general Pacific flow instead of a polar flow moving into our area. The map looks a little funky here, but that shows trough out west, chilly air out over the western United States, and then above normal temperatures over the eastern United States in general here for the 6 to 10 day outlook. The 8 to 14 day outlook, as we try to load this one up, it also shows a higher confidence and above normal temperatures over the eastern 2/3 of the United States. So this will take us over the next couple of weeks through the rest of October. I kind of agree with that. And then the western United States, cooler than normal temperatures. And if you want to be a storm chaser and find severe weather, there's a little tiny risk over New Mexico today. And then day 2, severe weather risk. Level 1 out of 5, that dark green over northwestern Nebraska and into South Dakota, and then also New Mexico. Day 3, severe weather outlook. So that would be Thursday. Not much happening there. Day 4, severe weather outlook. Not showing anything there. Okay, so this is the one that's kind of interesting. The day 5 severe weather outlook. So this is going into our Saturday. It has a risk there over far southwestern Indiana, western Kentucky. So during the daytime Saturday, some of those storms moving in may have some energy for some severe weather just to our west. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that. And as I bring up the future radar once again, and we actually look not at the radar, but I want to look at the convective available potential energy, the CAPE. I'm going to look at the most unstable CAPE, and we're going to take this to our Saturday, again, Saturday the 18th. And you can see the energy for severe weather. This would be if storms get going, do they have fuel for the thunderstorms? And there you see that off to our southwest, progressing through the day Saturday. This is Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Notice that severe weather energy is out to our west, so that matches up with where the Storm Prediction Center has the risk for severe weather out to the west. Going into 8 p.m., that energy is more out to the west, 11 p.m., so we just don't have much energy for severe weather here in our area. This is when the front moves through. Enough for probably some thunderstorms, but not really necessarily ingredients for severe weather. So that would be good for us. And then, out west, maybe a higher threat of severe weather. We'll continue to watch for that potential as it gets closer. But again, there's a look at that chance for some rain late Saturday and into early Sunday. So again, that has been our long range out. And another coffee break as well. All right, we'll load up the forecast here as we keep rolling along on a Tuesday with a beautiful look outside at nothing but blue skies. Get out and enjoy. I might have to get the ladder out if my back allows it to wash some of the outside windows, get some of those things done, some of the projects done while we have this beautiful weather across the area. Again, you don't know how long necessarily it's going to last here in Kentuckiana. So we've also got Perry Porter popping in the comments, running a bit late, cleaning out the truck. Beautiful morning and the coffee. So cheers to Perry Porter there with the coffee. And we'll get a recap of your forecast right here. So maybe you're tuning in just in time. All right, Kendall Boyd, thanks for popping on. Got to jump on a call. Enjoy your Tuesday. Thanks for being with us here this morning. Laura DeVore in the house this morning. Good morning to you. Lillian Lasley, you have a wonderful day as well. Thank you for being a part of it and letting us know your current conditions out at your place. And we'll bring back up the forecast. So I'm just saying, keep enjoying it here for this October the 14th. Highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s, dry work week. So today's day 7 of dry weather. We go to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 more days. So maybe that a 10, 11-day stretch of dry weather. We've had these big, long stretches of dry weather with just little breaks of rain all through September and October so far. And dry rest of the work week. And then we just tracked and timed out the weekend showers and thunderstorms. Today, 72 at noon, 77 for that afternoon high. And then once we get towards sunset, back in the 60s, rain chances 0, northeast wind at around 5 to 15. We're into the average highs in the 60s in 5 days. And by that time, I think we'll be in the 60s. I've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week into the 60s. Our time change in 19 days, November 2nd, 5:42 p.m. sunset. It's going to be here in a hurry. Average first flurries in about a month, typically mid-November, is on average when we get a trace of some snowflakes. Thanksgiving in just 44 days. We had our weather history here, a couple tornado outbreaks and a 118 car pileup in Milwaukee. I'm going to slap that on Facebook here in a little bit if you want to take a longer look at it. Our jokes today: why is it so easy to trick a leaf in October? They fall for anything. What is it called when trees take time off? Paid leaf. Fall related. Why did the deer get braces? He had buck teeth. It will be in the rut season here very soon. The deer mating season. Watch for them on the roads. And the allergy report remains pretty low here for us. Low, moderate, I would say, with ragweed and still some grass pollen out there. The forecast today, 77 degrees. Keep enjoying it. Northeast winds 5 to 10. Sunset at 7:06. And for tonight, low of 53 degrees. Clear, calm, and cool, which is the light northeast breeze. And just super easy on the HVAC systems here for us. 50s out the door tomorrow morning, 68 at noon, 75 for your Wednesday afternoon. Our normal high 71, normal low 50. Our sun up at 7:52, sunset at 7:04. This big old 7-day forecast, all in all, not too bad. Won't be horrible to get some more rainfall in here after a 10 or 11-day dry stretch. Highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s and upper 40s the next several days. It will get a little more humid Saturday with a south breeze ahead of the front. So we might stay dry through a decent amount of Saturday through the afternoon. And then right now it looks like Saturday evening, Saturday night, the best time frame for showers and thunderstorms. And then maybe some lingering rain into Sunday morning and then drying out Sunday afternoon. Cooler air filtering in. That means highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s as we stretch the forecast out here through early next week. So not too shabby. I mean, this has been a pretty awesome October of weather here for us. I feel like we've had some really good fall seasons here as of late. All right, let me bring this one back up here. I want to remind you, as always, let me get rid of that. And add that back up. We got your weather resources here at extolmag.com/weather 24/7. We've got our live stream up right now. We've got our current conditions, 3-day forecast, 7-day forecast, regional weather maps, any watches or warnings if we ever get them. And you got current temperatures, winds, plot out different weather parameters here, not only just in our area, but all across the United States. And B, your own meteorologist there. That is extolmag.com/weather. I want to thank our partners too. Again, at Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com in Indiana or in Kentucky. You can reach out to them and they can check out your roof, see if there's any issues with that, and they'll help you out. 812-294-3595. Again, over Louisville Metro, Southern Indiana, and throughout Kentucky as well. Give them a shout there, or you can go to lionsroofingco.com. Careers section. Always want to talk about the opportunities here in Southern Indiana. And there's a roofing repair technician if you know somebody that needs an opportunity there. Speaking of opportunities, you can level up your career. Definitely, if you're in high school, try to get those dual credits, that free post-secondary education, thanks to the resource here out of Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg campus, exit 9 miles north of Louisville, there at Highway 311 and also I-65. And you can see a lot of different programs that they have, the 42 programs and counting. This is their page here at ivytech.edu. Just go to locations, go to Sellersburg. Today is Tuesdays at the Tech. If you ever want to get more information, you can RSVP. There's a phone number, or you can register there online. So this is a great way to check out their modern facilities, their state-of-the-art labs, personalized admissions, discuss your goals and next steps, consultations, info about student life, assistance with veterans benefits, meeting a career coach, exploring careers. So you can get a lot even before you're there. They can help you out a ton. Also, Michael Long might be able to help you out. Get a quote here. They've had auto renewal reductions in prices, and he's got ways to show you how to get more price reductions with their tools at American Family, amfam.com. Just search Michael Long, and he can help you out. 812-578-3072. Hoping to play some golf with that guy tomorrow. We shall see. And Libs Paving, I'm at their website right here, libspaving.com. Top asphalt contractor around out of Floyd's Knobs, family-owned company, and they have possibly some opportunities here for you if you want to apply online, libspaving.com. But as always, thanks to all our partners. Here's another live look outside at that beautiful blue sky in the falls of the Ohio. Again, it's kind of like Where's Waldo when we look around the fossil beds here. Folks taking a stroll. Usually you can find a few people enjoying their morning out there. Yeah, there's some folks walking around. So a beautiful morning to get that stroll. Beautiful evening. It's beautiful all day. This is just an awesome day out there today. And there's another live look at that beautiful blue sky. Laura summed it up. Pretty day for us. Orlean Whitlow, we are sure having some beautiful fall weather. Enjoy the rest of your day. And the same to you, Orlean. Thanks so much for tuning in to the program today. We'll leave it there with Laura with Pretty Day here at 10:40. So as we get closer to our weekend cold front showers and storms, we are going to fine-tune that timing. GFS is a little sooner than the European weather model. We'll see if they can come into better agreements over the next day or two. And then we'll talk about a busier weather pattern for the rest of the month as well. As always, the weather is a gift here in the Ohio Valley. It keeps on giving and giving us interesting things to talk about. So we'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Thanks for joining. Ben at 10 on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. Have a good one and enjoy that sunshine.